Hello everyone, this is Zap, this is Star Trek Armada Fleet Operations. Again, we have a tournament game, the first game I'm recording of the third round, between ShadoWdeGrey and Nesi. Oh, Nesi, interestingly, is watching green today. We have Federation versus Borg, Shadow as a Borg. You usually don't see Shadow playing as a Borg, he's preferred to the Klingons in the past. But the Borg obviously open up some options for allowing early pressure against the Federation. It's the same strategy I've tried to do after I failed as a Klingon against the Federation warp and rush. Try to keep the pressure up as Borg, so we'll see how Shadow does it. If he's learned anything from the mistakes of people before him. Nesi is going for the yard first, which suggests again early command rush. Building a storage dock very close to his starbase, which is going to allow his miners to retreat into a more safe position against early scoop rushing. I assume both of them picked their races beforehand. I haven't exactly looked. And yes, Shadow is indeed optimized, so we're not going to see any crazy assimilators. He's queued up 6 miners. That's interesting. Usually you can't afford to build the 5th and the 6th miner if you go for a regular scoop and probe rush as a Borg. Perhaps he's going for something bigger, maybe a sphere rush or something. It's the Federation numbers, I'm not sure if that's going to succeed. Science station going up for the Federation. 50 seconds. 40 seconds. I guess they build more or less at the same speed. Scouts just looking at each other. Both of them probably have their scouts on green alert so that they don't shoot at the enemy. The Borg scout surely didn't, and that one has a long range. Could have easily taken a few pot shots at the other scout while they were passing by. Nodes level 1 going up. Shadow is sending his constructor forward, suggesting he does want to rush in some degree, cut down the travel time on whatever ships he wants to build. He sent his first... oh, there goes, puts down his first uplink. He sent his first assimilator, first miner to the Tri-Moon, which is the usual start for the Borg if they want to go with Scoop Rush. Not going immediately for nodes 2, which does suggest scoops after all. Oh yeah, and he has cancelled 1 additional miner and is queuing up 2 probes now. Yeah, maybe you can squeeze in an additional miner. Yeah, it's the 5th. Gonna send it to his primary expansion, I guess. Starfleet Command is 120 seconds away. Chassis 1 is also being researched. His try mining is finally going up. All that rushing. Now we're getting our economy up. Building that second station. Sacrifices must be made if you want to have Starfleet Command up immediately. His first scoop has almost finished building. Probably going to be intercept. Yep. Nesi not expanding. In a situation like this you probably don't want to. Especially with the rush early on and facing a nasty Borg early game. Almost at 10 cc's again. Should see the next chassis pop right away. First probe should also be coming out soon. Yep, there's the next chassis, next scoops building. Shadow is progressing towards Nesi's natural here at the edge of this asteroid belt, which blocks movement. But there isn't actually anything there. So it puts him closer to his main dilithium, which looks like it's going to get a turret right now. Does he start the ship production? Yes, he has started ship production. Mixing in a few monsoons, but mostly a Trapid's queued up right now. Of course it doesn't say what he's actually built, but it gives an insight to what the players are intending to do. Second scoop, also intercept. Next uplink going up. Additional miner has grabbed natural dye. Another probe skewed and started building. He was probably a little short on dilithium there with an extra miner. In fact, he might be a little short if he doesn't short cycle one of his miners to build this next scoop. Shadow is raiding the titanium. He's going to get this miner. Yeah, weak Federation hulls. One kill down, very good. That one is definitely going to make it to the yard. First warp in called. Got one kill before the first warp in arrived. It's pretty good, I'd say. Because of the titanium of the lithium, and he hasn't stopped this constructor from building anything. The donut is up on the main die. And now he only has this try, which he can efficiently attack as long as he puts, as long as Nesi puts a turret up on his donut. Shadow scouted this, he knows what's going on. And likewise, out of Shadow sensor range is Nesi's scout. He's seeing where he's building and what he's building. He's probably not in a position to actually go and attack Shadow's constructor, but if Nesi keeps his eyes on it... Ah, there he actually saw the scout, good. If Nesi keeps his eyes on where Shadow's constructor is, then he might be able to snipe it, which is quite a devastating loss for the Borg, losing their constructor, because they cost almost 800 dilithium, and the Borg constructor basically always wants to be busy. Now, I'm not sure if Shadow is going to be able to get a kill out of this sensor nebula. If he does, it's going to be somewhat costly for him, because he's going to have to go into the starbase range. The turret is upgraded too. Probably need to get upgraded sooner or later. He's taking a lot of damage on those ships here. And those ships are free at the end. Yeah, this probe's going down. He has to save his other two ships before they take too much damage. To actually build ships are out here, defending the titanium, together with the constructors building another donut. I'm not sure if that kill was worth it. Yes, you have to keep the ship numbers down. Ooh, if he chases, he might actually have been able to get the monsoon here. Yes, you have to keep the ship numbers down, but losing one probe isn't even the bad part. But this cube is basically out of commission as well. It might as well be dead. There's another new cube, I believe. That's an intercept. Yes, I think disengaging is the right choice here. Now, Nesi already has enough money to upgrade this turret, or just about enough. I'm not exactly sure how much a phaser turret costs. To just go and pop this if it gets attacked as well. Essentially, Shadow doesn't have anything he can attack right now. Except for this constructor, which is going out to a secondary expansion and trying to expand there. Oh, actually, he's expanding both ways. Interesting. So even if Shadow does get this one down, and he doesn't, and Nesi does know that Shadow has his ship standing here and is still constructing more scubes. In fact, he has enough CCs to put on a third scube to build. Probably has the money for it. That's the one that's regenerating. Yeah, Nesi is retreating this one. He's going to grab this expansion down here. What he needs to do is put this scout to some use and shut this down right away. He's starting with a storage dock, not with a yard or turret. Just a pulse turret even would be able to do some damage against these cubes, because they can't kill it and they do quite nice damage. He's not going to be able to catch this constructor unless he is prepared to take quite a bit of damage from this turret and from the ships which Nesi surely has coming over, yes. He can get a minor kill, that is going to be much easier than this rather heavily shielded constructor. He's still taking quite a bit of damage in the process, which is bad because the Borg then can't go unprepared. No, you shouldn't chase, you shouldn't take more damage, you're not going to be able to kill any ships. I suppose you could kill that E1, it's not going to be able to make it back to the yard, but you're going to take damage. Just have 2 scoops and 1 probe here. That is not a lot. Yes, this scoop is going to eat it in exchange for 1 measly warp-in ship that doesn't even cost any resources. And Nesi still has half his starting supply there. Again, it's a trade. I'm not sure it's worth making. Here are the replacement ships, a new E1 and a Centaur to replace the sensor nebula that died earlier, and an ambassador. Intrepid is still chasing. Really wants to get that probe kill, that rank up. No, it's gotten it. And it's gonna get away with it too. Shields at 15%, Captain. Sure, let's go home and get some coffee. What is Shadow actually building? He has that cube here, he's put on an uplink there. Is he actually chasing? Yeah, he's chasing this. In fact, you're not going to be able to kill it. Can't kill it! As he pops this, he's going to be able to do some more damage. Just chasing ships. We'll surely be able to deliver the final blow to this cube then. No, he doesn't have the money to pop it, but still getting that damage in with the Centaur. Now the Intrepid, another Intrepid, not the repaired Intrepid, is chasing it. Might actually die here, the scoop here. Retreat it. Can't really afford those ship losses. He's not going to be able to see this sneaky expansion down there as well. This is absolutely going in Nesi's favor right now. Shadow isn't out of the game yet. He still has some scoops around. What's this? 4 scoops, yes. Is he building any more probes? No. I wouldn't have known if he had built nodes 2. He hasn't built any more miners. He just built something? Yes, he just built something bigger. A sphere. I think a sphere is definitely the right thing to do right now. The small ships are not going to be able to tank it. He needs to have some amount of small ships to be able to do the damage, with a sphere doing the tanking. Nesi's fleet isn't quite big enough yet to take out a sphere just like that. He's possibly going to be able to pressure these turreted expansions with this, but with each attack, Nesi is going to be able to pick off the smaller scoops that will actually do the damage if the sphere goes in with his support. But still, what Shadow really needs to do is to scout this expansion, kill it. Oh, looks like Nesi's forgotten to send one of his miners here. Small micro mistakes like this. Forget to send the oh, there it goes. Forget to send the actually give the miner the order to mine. It's going to cost you a lot of dilithium in the long run if you forget it for a while. But small mistakes like this are the edge which Shadow needs right now. Scoop's still at home and repairing. He's building Dodes as support. Is this possible? Oh, this is a full prime torpedo sphere. This is a 102 of a 103 offense value damage sphere. This thing is not going to be able to tank. All the damage that Nesi's ships are going to do on this thing is going to count, because it cannot repair. It cannot do its regen. It's going to take quite a while for it to repair on its own. He is potentially going to be able to get kills with this though. Which, if his fleet is in a position a little bit further away from a heavily turreted starbase and donut expansion, is probably going to be able to secure him some kills there. Next weapon shouldn't be all that far away anymore. No, it's just 15 seconds now. Nesi's sending his ships to his expansion. Shadow doesn't know about it. If he can play, if he can successfully play some Nebula games and lure Nesi into here, that might be something. Just getting him away from the yard doesn't even have to be into the Nebula, just somewhere in the open where his sphere can do the damage and the scoops can get the kill. But Shadow still hasn't seen his expansion. I don't know if this is just oh, has he seen the expansion, or is he just checking it out? New warp incoming. Sphere doing damage. Those cubes running off all of Nesi's fleet, going to eat it quite massively. That one's dead and one is going to take some damage. He's destroyed one miner with his sphere and is retreating now. Ooh, that's a Quantum Nova. Rare weapon. Unfortunately not going to be very useful for him. Awesome! He attacked the donut while it was upgrading and it's almost killed it. With just one or two more shots he can actually just kill this phaser platform and completely kill it. I don't think he should ignore it because he doesn't have a regen sphere and he can't afford to take damage, but there he goes, takes it out after securing one of the miner kills. He's gonna go, and since he knows that Nesi's fleet is attacking this one miner which he has up here, he's going to go and take out the rest of the miners. He should have retreated them before, I guess he didn't see. In my opinion, Nesi should have come back immediately and tried to catch the sphere, because this fleet he has with that extra weapon now can definitely take out a non-regen sphere. Even if it takes one or two ships losses in the process, that wouldn't be all too bad. He is building... he hasn't built anything else since that last dode. He's at 35 almost CCs. He's probably going to try and build another sphere. Potentially another prime top sphere to just be able to out DPS the Federation, which is hard, but you would be able to do some damage with two spheres. Not all hit as hard as this one. Let's see, just how much damage does it do? 76 damage on a 2.1 shot delay. That's a lot. And there's a torpedo too. Risky move, moving your ships to the nebula like this, but I guess if you have this many ships you aren't really scared of some scoops catching you if you're moving through a nebula that will down your shields. No, looks like Shadow wants to keep up the pressure. I take this right expansion. Turret is going to, well, get some damage in on this scoop. It's probably going to be able to kill one of the miners. Yeah. Those are going to do great against staying out of range and killing these little ships. But he's being cut off by Nesi's fleet. The sphere has retreated probably to cover the construction of the next one. And this small fleet is going to be forced to either run forwards or retreat through this fleet, and it's deciding to run forwards and stay out of range of that fleet. Taking a bunch more damage. I'm afraid these dodes aren't going to be able to outrun this fleet, and they are going to die horribly. Let's pop the special on them, just distributing some damage amongst them. But here we see the dodes, the scoops explode basically simultaneously. And the dodes are going to eat it, which removes the support that Shadow Spheres have. Which is also going to place them in a much riskier situation in fleet combat, because right now those small ships in an engagement would have been tanking for them. Now all the damage is going to go into spheres immediately. Unless Nesi would have targeted them manually anyway. Which he might have or might not have. It might be worth building a few more probes, especially against this torpedo-heavy Federation fleet, just to tank, just to have some cannon for the spheres. If they are not regen spheres, then there need to be some sort of tank. Now Nesi's gone and prepared himself to entrench in this expansion of his. Yeah, Shadow needed to have this suppressed. He needed to scout this earlier. I'm not sure exactly how early he scouted it or didn't. But he couldn't afford to have this sit here. Now the second sphere is almost done. Constructor's going home, probably to avoid being sniped by any roaming fleets. Or any warp-in that suddenly decides to go somewhere, or an adapter. Yeah, that is some small fry, which might just come in very handy. Oh, and this is a triple regen prime sphere. So he's going to try and dance with these spheres. Try and have Nesi target this one, probably send it in first, then do the damage with this. If Nesi sees that the spheres are a different configuration, he might very well decide to prioritize the damage sphere over the regen one. But if Shadow can pull it off, he might be able to do quite a bit of damage with this. Possibly because he lost his fleet, they hit his, or was going to be cut off, he decided to build the region sphere. Not exactly sure at which moment he started the construction. Ah! Borg Scout eating it! We need a new one. Needs to build a new one. You cannot afford to be without scouting. Is Nesi going to chase these ships? Yes. This is a damage sphere that is getting targeted. Monsoon eating it. Notice that collateral damage that they are inflicting, but this sphere needs to retreat through this nebula right now. Nesi's going to be able to snipe it though. The question is, how far is he going to chase it? Small fry supporting. No, here, these ships that are in a nebula, he needs to target these, he needs to kill these. Yes. Attack them. Unfortunately, he's lost most of his damage. This is an adaptation top adapter. Now he just needs to go kill these ships. Just barely. Yeah, the other one got his shields up, but this one is dead. Now I need to just retreat to the nebula and disengage. Fortunately, I lost the adapter too, but I guess there's not much you can do about it now. No, you can't really chase this. You can't chase this for the Alpha Nebula then right about here yet. Trying to bait him back into the nebula might work out. If Nesi really wants to, he could probably kill this. Would be a third victory, if anything, though. Yeah, it looks like Shadow's just trying to bait him back into the nebula. And is going to be close enough? No, not close enough. A warp in? A warp in here to the top right. 2 E1s in the galaxy. More torpedo ships. I guess he suspected that Shadow might have expanded there and warped in there, but it was not necessary. Maybe he warped in earlier, expecting a chase in that direction. Shadow just keeps harassing. What's important now is to not get myopic and try to harass this fleet too much. He also needs to focus on getting his other stuff back up. Oh yeah, he's at that point where he really needs to have that supply station come up. His sphere costs about that much. Oh yeah, nice to pop this special on here. He's not going to chase. Had he gotten in the nebula, he would have probably been able to kill this, but Shadow might have his next sphere rating already on the other side, but he doesn't. Unless he doesn't notice. Not yet. He's lost his extra mining income here too, but oh well. It is worrying though that Nesi's outproducing him. Yes, I'm not sure you should have been chasing him out of the nebula this far down. Now his energy's run out and he's not going to be able to regenerate anymore. If he chases him in, he can definitely kill the sphere now. But Nesi does not decide to follow up on this. Well, the sphere is going to sit there and regenerate and think about its life decisions for a while. Well, it still can. What are we seeing here? Repairing Centaur, I guess. These 2 ships are still attacking the station. Stations usually give ships, when they kill them, a rank up, so typically people decommission these. And especially the Borg mining stations decommission really quickly. There's also a strategy to try and bait people into keeping some ships there by pretending to have forgotten about it and then decommissioning in the last second. Denying them the rank up and giving you some of the money back. But by now it is time for Shadow to hit that button. Maybe I really did forget. I think it wouldn't be this far down already. Oh well. There's his fleet sitting here in the center. There station goes. Next sphere chassis is up. His incubation center is up too. Probably doesn't have enough to actually build the modules. Start construction on it. Yeah, being supply locked as a Borg, especially if you don't have allies in a team game that can just give you stuff, is a big deal. Now this is a nasty Federation fleet. If they see this chassis, it's GG. But honestly, at this point, their 2 spheres are not going to be able to stand against this fleet anyway. Not against this fleet, not against the part where he's being outproduced by 2 fortified winding pairs, and now he's even taking the middle. Well, because he can. Yeah, construction has started. Nesi's just going to go and destroy the Borg mining, try to attack his stations if he can. Just shut him down and win the game, really. This is a lot of Federation firepower bearing down on that miner. But he's not particularly scared of taking some damage from the starbase here as well. Oh, is he going to go after the second miner? He might well. Just put the ambassador and maybe one of the monsoons in front of the station and you can basically take this thing further. Yep, there the second miner goes down. Looks like he's just going to wipe out all of them. Yes, this is another regen sphere. He has to go and put this in the nebula right away. Looks like he's going to try and meet up with his ships though. Make a stand at the starbase. He's upgraded once, but barely had the money for it. Yeah, Shadow knows that it's GG. It's the last stand which he's going to be able to make with his spheres now. Fortunately won. Yes, he's going to intercept these spheres. And now we see a Federation fleet. One home. I was going to say burst through the regeneration on a regen sphere, but oh no, he decides to attack it. Ah yes. All those intrepid Tricobalt torps doing a lot of damage on the sphere. And there the regen sphere goes. In the end, the damage was... But they both regen spheres? Did the damage sphere down earlier? Anyway. Ah, getting the kills? Nope. Sent out too fast. Shadow's just trying to keep his ships, keep Nesi's ships in range of his starbase. Yeah, he's getting a few kills here and there. That's what spheres do. Have a high damage. They're going to be able to kill some of these, especially of the monsoons if they're around. But at this point, the numerical superiority of the Federation is just too big. Especially this big chunk of Intrepids forms the core of his fleet by now. Oh, yeah, building more monsoons. Not actually building anything from his third yard, but he can. Could if he wanted to. And also build weapon upgrades or such, but at this point it's not really necessary anymore. I think Nesi's just going to repair and then go back to the station and finish it. What do we have here? The fancy... Oh yeah, he's just sending all his ships to repair. So it's nice to attack a repair line like this, but Nesi just cancels to repair on all of these ships at once. Oh, deciding he wants to put some hurt on it. Yeah, these fast ships can chase it down. No, come on, you gotta chase. Ships are short range. And there it goes. The GG has been spoken. Players are disconnecting. Let's game.